sunglasses on because it's kind of sunny out here. Today's a little feels more pleasant than it was the past couple of days. I'm enjoying this weather so far. Well, let me check the temperature quick. It's like almost 60 degrees out today. Wow, this is so beautiful. All right, guys. Hope you're doing well. Let me know in the comment section as soon as you join the chat where you're watching from and what you would like to hear from this conversation. And I hope you guys stick around because we got a lot to talk about. All right. So you know how we do it. So we're just going to hang out here for a minute, wait other people to join the chat so we can get this bowl rolling. So, yeah. I'm here hanging out at the Cricketttown Park. And give me a thumbs up if you join the chat. I will really appreciate it. So we want to beat the YouTube algorithm. So you guys give me that thumbs up. That will really appreciate it. And let me know in the comment section where you're watching from. That will also mean a lot. So you know what you need to do. These glasses might probably have to come off because I've been told that it is rude talking to people while having your sunglasses on. So these aren't my actual prescribed sunglasses because I have one, but I don't have it in my car. But you guys know, sometimes my eyes could be a little irritating, especially when the sun is out and I'm looking straight at the sun. It really kills my eyes. I'm just trying to protect my eyes from further damages than what it already has. And so let me take this off. Yeah, I can see it well, but I see a lot better with these on. But I'll probably throw it back on every step of the way. But yeah, thanks, man. Give me a thumbs up and let me know where you're watching from, and that will really, really mean a lot. So we're about to get started. I'm gonna hang out here for a couple more minutes, maybe allow people to join the chat, and then we'll get this started. But while we wait for other people, so how you guys doing so far? Let me know how was your week? How was your weekend? What did you do, over the weekends, and what are the fun activities you guys did? So if you care to share in the comment section, that would be amazing. So let's just make this more interesting. Let's just not be sitting there and act as if we don't even hear each other or understand what I'm talking about, So as of me, I literally didn't really have a lot going on over the weekends. I was invited over to a friend's house. He had a couple of drinks, he had food. So it was kind of it was no occasion, basically. It was nothing going on anyway. He just gave us the phone calls during the day. And then we all kind of got together and we shared a couple of drinks. And that's basically how my weekends went. So I'm curious to hear what you guys weekends you did over the weekends. That will just make this chat more interesting. So yeah. All right, so let me clean the lenses on these glasses and I'm about to throw it on. Damn, people don't want to talk, huh? Jesus Christ. I feel like I'm talking to myself like crazy and shit. But I see someone in the chat, but I guess they just don't want to share that their weekend went. Jesus Christ, people on YouTube are cold sometimes, yeah? Because I'm going to hang out here. So if you want to hang out with me for a minute before we get this started, more than welcome to hang out. If you want to bounce, it's up to you. I really don't care. So you do you, I do me. But yeah, that's how you want to do me. Come on, guys. Be kind. Let me know what you did over the weekends. Let's just make this more interesting, all right? So I think we're about to get this conversation going. So let me know in the comment section where you're watching from and give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. And that will go a long way with the YouTube algorithm, and that will really means a lot. All right, so I think I've been rumbling around myself, and I'm just going to get this started. Okay, guys, so you guys know that what I'm about to talk about, all right? So I'm, in case you're just joining the chat for the very first time, my name is Merval. I'm currently living in the United States, but I'm originally from the Democratic Republic of Congo, right? Well, you can reach out because you go to my channel tab. My email information is on there. Just let me see, just in case you don't know how to um, find the YouTube tab, I'm probably gonna have to write it in a chat. So let me figure out how this is done, because you guys know, just bear with me here. I'm not familiar with this live stream stuff on YouTube. All I know is just press the button and that's it. I don't even know what to do to write something on the chat. Just give me 1 second here. Hit the chat tab, live chat. Come on, guys. It's like more than 2 of y'all. Give me a thumbs up. I'm still seeing 0 over there. Come on, be kind. Show your boy your love. Show me some love. Give me a thumbs up while I figure out how to put my information on the chat here. So let me see here. All right, thank you. But come on, man. Give me your boy a thumbs up. Give your boy a thumbs up. That will go along with the YouTube algorithm. All right. So let me see here. I'm sorry, I can't really figure out how to put it on the live chat, but if you go on my YouTube tab, figure out how that is done. All my email information is on there, so you can reach out to me, because I get people sending me emails and correspondence using my YouTube tab, because all my information is on there. So I got 2 different email addresses on there. I have my Yahoo email address, and I also have my my Gmail email address on there too. So whichever you like, you can just reach out to me. You go to my YouTube tab, all my information should be listed on there. So feel free to reach out to me about anything. But without further ado, let's go straight to today's live stream. All right, guys, so let's talk business in Congo Kinshasa. We know that for quite a bit, the people have been, talking about Congo in a more negative way. And I guarantee you, if you go on Google, you Google Democratic Republic of Congo, probably the first thing that you will come across is it'll be most likely talking about the war in East. But what most people do not understand, that Congo is not only in the east of Congo, though. There's a lot of reasons that these troops or wars is taking place. But if you learn the history, you will come to a realization that Congo is a lot bigger than that. But that's just happened to be one of the wealthiest part of the country, with all the mineral resources on there. So that's something that most of you need to keep in mind. But let's go back to the capital city of Congo Kinshasa for a minute, because that's where everything, all the power is centralized. Okay. I personally own a farm I own a farm in Kinshasa, and that's where all my, farming activities are taking place. And I am going to feel more comfortable talking to you about doing business in Congo, in Kinshasa specifically, rather than other part of the country too. But if you are from Congo or from, outside of Kinshasa, and you know more about the potentiality of doing businesses other parts, so feel free to share that in the comment section with other people too, because the goal and the purpose of this channel is not only me talking to you, but we can also learn from one another. So you let me know in the comment section where you're from, or what part of Congo that you're specifically from that's outside of Kinshasa, and what are like the chances of doing business, and what are the demands and what are the requirements in those other specific part of the country. That will also come along the way with our audience, and will probably make this much more enjoyable when we talk about, because not everybody wants to invest in Kinshasa. Some people, they may feel comfortable investing in Lubumbashi, for instance. Some people may feel comfortable investing in Goma. So we need to bring information on the table so that everybody have options. Another thing that I'm trying to explore is to take more trips in Congo Central area, because there are a lot of potentials when it comes down to farming as well, because the earth in Congo Central is a lot richer compared to the ones in Kinshasa. Even from what I've heard or I've learned so far, is that there there's certain fruits or trees can only grow in Congo Central because of the earth, because of the sand, right? And there are certain fruits that you can grow in Congo Central and they will never grow in Kinshasa. But there are also new technologies that are coming out to making it possible to grow certain crops that are only available in Congo Central or in any other part of the Congo, right? And one of them being, for I'll give you just a quick example. What is it called? A potato, right? For instance, potato. I like growing up. I only knew potato was you can only grow potato in Goma or areas that are in most like Kivu or whatever in eastern of Congo. But like recently, I found out that now, I mean, they're growing a potato in Bandundu. They're growing potato in, Kinshasa. Now they're even growing potato in Congo Central, right? And learning all of this stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'm curious to learn, like, why wasn't he, actually possible in the past? Now that it has become possible, man, maybe there are some things that they have done that I don't know. I'm very, very curious to find out. So that's another thing that we, in terms of like growing crops that we should keep in mind. Like there are more rooms to grow basically almost anything, because I believe with just like I shared this on one of my videos where I grew watermelons, right? Growing up, I didn't even know watermelon. Watermelon, it is not an original fruit that we grew up consuming in Kinshasa or in Congo, generally speaking. But like these crops are more, I think they from Asia or South. I don't know what specifically part of Asia that they from, but like somehow they managed to bring the seeds here in Congo, and then they see the potentiality of our earth, and we're able to grow those too, but with a lot of maintenance, of course. So if you're growing watermelons, you have to keep in mind there are certain pesticides that you need to use. There are certain ingredients and certain chemicals that you need to use and take care of it properly in order to grow watermelon in your land in Kinshasa, because it is not originally from Congo. So those are the things that we are importing from other countries, but like the ourselves, the fruit that you can grow locally, it's just a lot of them out there. So it's just something that you need to keep in mind. You guys, you will notice that when I'm talking business, I'm always focusing on agriculture, because first of all, that's one area of investment that I have launched myself in, and I feel more confident to talk to you about farming rather than just other area. But like certain ideas that I also have, I may share with you based on people that I know who have launched themselves into like different areas. Because like my father, like my deceased father, he owned bars, not clubs, he owned bars, hotels, and of course we own like more than 138 acres that he left behind when he passed away, right? And like I grew up a lot like around these environments where like we had bars, and I see how things are done, right? And like back in the days when like my dad, we own our bar, there weren't that many bars around, because like I grew up in Messina area, if you guys are familiar with that, where there weren't that many bars around. So like ours were like one of the prominent ones in the area. So he made a lot of money off of that. Even now, if you go like in areas like Kimbuta, whatever, where they have like bars that are lined out from the beginning of the street all the way towards the end, like you have bars like left and right, everybody's playing music. But somehow those that own bars in those areas, they still making a lot of money. You know why? Because people consume alcohol. With the growing population of Kinshasa, like it is only increasing the demand of like multiple businesses and services and things like that. Because there's one thing that blows my mind is like, how is it even possible, like all these bars lined up, people are still making profits off of it? And that also makes me think of, I don't know if you guys travel a lot, but like I've been to Miami twice so far, and there's like this street in Miami. I think it's called, I mean, I have to think about the name. I don't remember. But like, it's like this street, right? And in Versace, basically Versace own a home on that on the very streets too. But like, it will come back to me. If the name comes back to me, okay, Ocean Drive. This is the name of the street. So in Miami, there's a street. It's called Ocean Drive. On Ocean Drive, they have bars, restaurants, nightclubs, all lined up on the street. So like, if I have to think, it's like miles, like I don't know like how far the streets goes, but like it's a long ass street. They have bars, clubs, restaurants all over. But you know why everybody that owns a business in that area doing the exact same thing? You know what, they're making a lot of profits? Because it is a more touristic place. They get tourists from all over the world. They go there. And because they have variety of bars and clubs and restaurants to choose from, you get to go to the place that makes you feel that like you like the best, that makes you feel more comfortable. And that's why people prefer to go to those specific area to have fun, enjoying themselves. Because, you know, if you go to one place you don't like it because of the way they play the music or whatever the case may be, you can move on to the next one that is exactly next door. You know what I mean? So you get to choose from many different places. But like, it's the same as like this Kimbuta things that I just mentioned to you guys. There's so many bars, but like somehow everybody's making profits because there's a lot of people. Some people, they like to go to places where there's loud music. There's some people that like to go to places where like slow jam kind of music and they can just chill. And so when they're talking to each other, they don't have to like scream or yell or anything like that. But like, people have taste. That's why you have like the increasing demand of these, you know, establishments around. And like me going back to like farming, it is another example of that. There aren't that many farmers that I personally know in that specific area where I own a farm that provide a lot of meat to the local markets. Like if you go to like Liberty Markets that is in Messina right there, there's it's like an area where if you own, like you have animals like, you know, chicken or goats, pigs, cows, whatever, they go there, they sell them there. And then you know, they give you cash, get the hell out of there. And the people that like sell in like different areas, or they own like their own piggeries, butcheries or whatever, they will come and purchase the butcher then and then sell it to like local people at much higher prices. So like everybody gets to make a profit somehow. So you just have to figure out what works for you. But I can guarantee you, with the growing population of Kinshasa, particularly, the number of farmers that we have are not sufficient to feed all of these people. That's why when I insist on my videos that you guys need to get into farming, because you're not doing it for me. You're not going to do it because I'm telling you to do so. It's going to help not only you, but it's also going to help the local people. I personally do not believe in like food crisis or starvation. No, it's not, because people are starving not because there isn't food there. No, people are starving because there aren't enough farmers to produce more food products to meet the demand. That is the issue. Because you will come to a realization that up until now in 21st century Congo, we have massive rivers. We have rivers all over the country. And yet there aren't that sufficient amount of fishing boats to fish certain species on the Congo River to provide to the local people. We have to import certain fish from Namibia or other surrounding neighbors that we have, which is unacceptable. With the potential we have, all millions of arable lands that we have, somehow we are unable to exploit it to an extent where we could have like literally people employed and enjoy these potentiality that we have. I find it a little bit disturbing to even talk about, because I try to wrap my head around this issue sometimes, and I try to come to a conclusion. I'm like, why? There isn't really a reason. It's because people are so damn lazy. They do not want to do anything. People want to sit around and expect other people to do everything for them. And then they will turn around and blame the government for it. Listen, how many times do I have to tell y'all, listen, I don't know what you support in terms of political belief or what you believe in. Everybody is free to have political views, and I'm not here to talk about politics. But one thing I've learned so far about politics or government around the world is that they don't do things that will benefit you. They are after their interest just as much as you're more concerned about your well-being. So if you think your well-being will depend on reforms or laws that are voted in House of Representatives or in Senate floor to better your lives and your children, well, I'll tell you one thing, you can sit there and continue to wait. Because these policies were designed to benefit the billionaires. These billionaires have like the greater influence in policy making to just make it so easier for them to continue to make money off of our backs like ordinary people like me and you. If you are blind enough to think that the government will ever do things that will benefit you more, well, you can continue to wait, because I guarantee you that's never going to happen. So how long have they been talking about these issues, and yet they never deliver as soon as they are elected in a position of power? So like, how many times have you voted, and actually the candidate you voted for, they realize or accomplish the very same thing that they campaigned for? So if you have one or two, I am so curious to learn about that in the comment section down below, because I believe that all these politicians are crooked. And that's why I don't trust politicians, and I will never myself get into politics, ever. I may support political ideas based off of like things that they say, as long as they deliver, but I will never myself get into politics, because I'll tell you one thing. You could also influence politics in one way. If you get into business and you become wealthy enough to buy some of these politicians, all you need to do, gather them, give them a sum of money, and tell them what you would like done in terms of like voting new laws or things like that, and it will get done, because they have way more influence over like ordinary people. Unfortunately, that's kind of like how the world works in 21st century, even way before 21st century. Those that have money, they have power. So in order for us to have power, we have to understand that land acquisition is one of the ways that get you there quicker. Purchase land. Even if you do not have the money to build it, buy it, get through the paperwork, make sure you have the paperwork under your name, get it legalized, signed, and all of that good stuff. Hold on to it. Whenever you have enough money to build, then get on into it. Don't wait for someone to come and tell you what you need to do with that. So I want you guys to understand these things, because I believe that's probably among the things that's holding us young Africans in the diaspora back. The stories that are told on TV, the stories that people tell on a daily basis, the things that people, like, somehow people believe that in order for you to live a better life, you have to move to Europe, you have to move to America. But like, I always trying to be as transparent as I possibly can. Like, a lot of us here, they don't live the life that they portray on TV. Like, those pictures that people see on social media are not the true reality. Some people here, they bust their asses, like they wake up like 4 a.m, they go to work, they come home, they work like 10, 20, even 30 hours overtime to only end up with like a $900 paycheck. But once they get that paycheck, and they pay all those bills, they barely have anything left. So instead of you indebting yourself further, I would recommend that you minimize your expenses as much as you possibly can while you're in the West and start investing back home. Because when that structure or the business of yours, it takes the shape and you actually are able to move there to start a business properly, I'll bet you will never want to come back to America or to Europe. Because one thing that people get twisted is that they do the math incorrectly. You make $4,000 a month living in the West, but that $4,000 is worth a lot more in Congo, right? But your rent alone is probably like $1,500. On the top of that, you got gas bills, you have electricity, like utility bills, you have all these other bills, car payments, and all of that other good stuff that makes like we love to see, or American dream or whatever. But then you end up with $200 or $300 in your saving account, which isn't barely enough to do anything. And for those of us that are from Africa, you have family back home. They'll give you a phone call. Hey, oh, auntie, uncle, sister, brother, I need $100 because I got into an accident and now I'm at the doctor's office. I need medication for that. You're not going to sit there and watch your brother die or your sister, are you? You're going to send money, right? Once you do send the money, and how much money you end up with? Probably zero. And then you do the same routine all over again, going back to work next week, and then waiting the other week to get paid. And then the same cycle repeats itself over and over and over. Before you know it, you've been out here for more than 10 plus years, and you still don't have nothing going on for yourself. As soon as I realized that, I started getting myself involved into agriculture the moment I figured out what I wanted to do in Congo. And like I feel better every day. I wake up and I look at my farm now. It is like the piggery is done, ready to go. The pigs have moved in already. And then I'm going to get the borehole going. I know it's still going to cost me more, but I'm more motivated to do it than ever after accomplishing my very first thing on my farm. On the top of it, I got trees that I'm growing. Speaking of trees, so you guys have to keep those alerts turned on, because I got another video that I am going to be releasing where I share how they are planting trees on the farm. And I'll tell you what my ambitions are in terms of creating like a much better environment within my farm. So like I've been talking for a little bit, like let me grab this comment here in the live chat. Let me take my glasses off because it's killing me. Let's go back here. 2 weeks ago, I haven't replied yet. All right, I do apologize, brother. I'm not sure if it's a brother or a sister. I'm sorry. I do apologize for that because I've been busy lately, but I am going to check my inbox to make sure that I got that email. You say you sent me that email 3 weeks ago, so I will definitely check it out for you. But thanks for reminding me, brother. I really appreciate you. Fredericks, are lands still affordable, and how do you find a good seller and lawyer? Lands are much more affordable now, but like that's why I've been telling people, listen, you have to get on to it now. When I first purchased my land, which was back in 2018, I bought 1 acre for hectares. I mean, it was for, I think it was $400, maybe $600. But now one hectare is going for $800, and soon is going to be $1,000 because the price continues to go up. You know why? Someone like me, right? I own a farm in that area where I do own a farm, and I just built my piggery, right? And I am going to bring a borehole really soon. And then I'm going to build the chicken structure. I'm going to build the goat house, and I'm going to build the rabbit, house too. And many more things that are under the way. That only alone is going to, spike the prices up. So, and not only that, for the past, since I purchased my farm back in 2018, there have been a lot of new, Congolese from the diaspora that have purchased lands adjacent to where mine is located. And when people see these trends are happening, it is only increasing the prices of the lands that are available right now in the market. So that's unfortunately how like land, acquisition work. So the earliest you get onto it, the much more affordable it will be. But if you wait for people to like populate that area and like barely having anything left, when you are ready to purchase, there must still be available lands, but the price will not be the same. So that's something that you got to keep in mind. But yeah, there are affordable lands as of now, because I believe for like 1 hectare for $800, that's still a good deal right there. But you can get that a lot more in areas like in Congo Central, like there, the lands are much more expensive than in Kinshasa, which is one thing I don't understand. But it's only like when we're talking about like agricultural land, all right? Buying land would be ideal anywhere in Congo, or is land near Kinshasa ideal? Well, what I can tell you so far in terms of like location, in Kinshasa, you will do really, really well if you're going to be growing crops or just even whatever you're planning to do with your farm or with your land, whether it is growing crops or raising animals, because number one, in Kinshasa, you can grow multiple different kind of fruits, multiple crops you can grow in Kinshasa. And a lot of these crops are like more profitable. Like let's talk about like avocado, for instance. Avocado, it's like a lucrative business. Like if you plant a lot of avocado trees and then when the harvest season come around, you're going to make a lot of money. And avocado, it grows way faster in Kinshasa. We talk about like other fruits as well, like mangoes, all of that. You can grow that in Kinshasa. Like the local mangoes that we consume, you can grow that in Kinshasa too. And we have safu. I don't know the term for safu in other language than Lingala, so I'm gonna just call it safu. That's another things that Congolese love to eat, that we love to consume that. And again, keep those alerts turned on. I have a video on the way about that, so I'm not trying to spoil a lot of it, but like just know that these crops that and even fruits that I am naming right now grow very, very well in Kinshasa. So if it's something that you're planning on doing, you are going to do well, as long as you take the time to take care of your land and your crops as they're growing. As long as you take the time to actually put effort into it, you are going to get a lot of things out of it. So that's something that you should keep in mind. And Congo Central is fairly near Kinshasa, because you drive from Kinshasa to Congo Central and you make it to almost every city or every villages or every towns in Congo Central. And there are certain crops or certain fruits that you can only grow in Congo Central that you can necessarily grow in Kinshasa. But all right, let me take that back. I personally and physically have never been to this area to witness this, but like I've been told that there is a specific area in Kinshasa that is called Gilles Brasserie. So in that area, I remember as a kid growing up when my dad's, because he owned like one of these big tractor trailer, and then like they will go there, get like this like white sense that we use to build like homes and stuff. Like they will go buy them there, and then they will go sell it to like people that are building houses. And in that area, like I used to see a lot of people planting trees and stuff. Like in that particular area, somehow they say certain fruits that are only available in Congo Central can grow there, but not any other places in Kinshasa. But I will have to verify that piece of information when I fly to Kinshasa next month. So the trees that I'm talking about here that we consume is that only grow in Congo Central. I think it's called mangustra. That's what we call it in Lingala. but I'm gonna have to find an English name for it. But once I find it, I will probably share with you in a separate video. But like I can't go on Google right now and show you that because I don't have the kind of software where I can just split the screen and show the products that I'm talking about. In order for me to access Google as of now, because I'm live streaming from my phone, is to basically turn off the live stream, Google it up, and then that's just impossible. All right. So that's all I was just trying to tell you guys. So now you guys tell me, based off of everything that I'm talking about, or just share with me in the comment section, what is keeping you away from Kinshasa when it comes down to doing business? What are the things that you've heard that makes you feel uncomfortable, or that you fear to go to Congo to start an investment or to do anything that's productive to the community or yourself? Just please share that in the comment section below, because I'm curious to learn those too. Because I know we've all been told like the same lies for so many years, right? And then now that we are fully grown, we're adults now, we know what's going on, we get to make decisions and, probably learn certain things on our own. And we started to to learn that these things or allegations aren't necessarily true. It's one way that, these people led their campaign to keep people away from Africa so that they're the only ones that are there investing. Because look at like the housing markets in like countries like Nigeria or Ghana, even South Africa and so forth. Like the real estate markets is booming in those countries. The last thing we want to see happen is Chinese, Japanese, or even Europeans or Americans taking over the market, building homes and selling it to our people, right? Which is not a bad thing to do. But you know what it means? They're owning lands in our country and they're actually making money off of it. Why can't we be the ones owning our own lands? Because the lands are out there. If they're available, you purchase them, it becomes yours. But when like a foreigner comes down there, owns the land and start farming or, doing businesses there, and then start doing well and making a lot more money, right? And then you turn around and say, oh, the government is only supportive of foreigners, but when it comes down to local people, they don't give a crap about us. No, it's not that they don't give a crap about us. It's just you are the problem. You don't want to do anything, but you expect things to just fall out of the sky onto you. No, you have to get up, do efforts, and get things done. That's exactly what I did. I didn't sit around. I sent money and I flew down there. I make sure what I saw through videos and through phone calls is actually happening. And I went there. I did what I needed to do. I came back. I worked, saved up more. I started my pig barn project. It is complete now. And I'm flying there next month because I got more other projects on the way that I need to do down there. You know what? I'm doing all of this because after 11 plus years living in America now, I'm learning that I will never live the life that I want to live being here in America. The life that I want to live and the ambitions that I have can only be possible if I move back to Congo Kinshasa. And the moves that I'm making to move to Kinshasa is basically what I'm sharing here on my YouTube video with you guys. Farming journey. Because I know it's going to lead me on to more things. As lucrative as farming can be in any part of the world, it's going to make it possible for you to get into other stuff, whether it is real estate or some other things. But first, do what you love. I probably share this, but like I grew up, and at one point in time, my dad got me chickens, and he had a guy come out, build like 1 chicken structures. Like the chicken had multiplied so quickly that they outgrew the space that my dad had the guy build for me, and he had to build like the second structures, which was probably 3 times bigger than the one that I was given originally when I first started. And then even that got filled very quickly because the chicken just continued to grow faster. And then I didn't know what to do with them. Back then as a kid, I didn't look at it more at a business a mindset, at a business angle. I looked at it more like, okay, like a young guy, like, like a young kid, or just one eggs for breakfast type thing. That's what I did. The entire time I owned chicken, it was like, for me, having breakfast, like not having to like worry about like buying, eggs or, anything for breakfast. For me, it was a relief. It was like a dream come true. But I didn't realize that I could have turned it into like a more, permanent source of income for myself. And then since there were so many chickens running around the house, my mom came up with an idea. Hey, Mervell, what about if we start selling these chickens? Because we have people coming, here to visit that want to purchase them. I said, well, no problem. One time I went to school, I came home, my mom presented me with 15 bucks. Back then it was a big deal. I'm like, $15? Holy crap. I took the money. It's like, well, I sold 3 chickens. And then the day after that, a couple more days after that, like I started making probably between $30 to $40 a week selling chickens that I was raising. And keep in mind, those were local chickens. These weren't like no like hybrids or no like, layers or broiler type chickens. No, this was just local chickens that I was growing. And I was able, at my age back then, I was probably like 14 or so. I was already making like 30 or 40 bucks a week selling chickens. And like, I was like this kid who already had the money hanging out with his friends. And all my friends were asking like, man, where you get this money from? I sell chickens, man, And it was like a joke. Couple years later, here I'm in America, and these farming ideas just keep coming back in my mind. And then I went back and realized, oh man, my dad was actually teaching me the ropes. I was just too young to notice what he was trying to like communicate with me. So now I get it. So what if I can just purchase my farmland, build like a chicken house or in a pig or whatever, and I start growing them, and eventually I sell them to the markets for like a bigger profits. I'm like, you know what? That's exactly what I want to do. You see, the motivation came from the background that I already had. And given the fact that my dad owned like 130 plus acres that we still own, but like, we Africans, I chose not to farm within my father's land because nobody hasn't done anything in it yet. They were probably waiting for me to start something, and then everybody pops up, oh, it belongs to all of us. That's why, to save myself trouble, I chose to purchase my own land under my name. So like nobody can come and say, hey, this belongs to us. No, motherfucker. I'm sorry. Excuse my French, because I was getting a little more excited here. So like, no, the hell out of here. This is mine. All right. So I made a promise to visit my father's farm the last time I was in Kinshasa, which never happened. I do apologize if you remember that. But this time around, next month, it is a must. We don't even know what's going on there anymore. We have somebody that takes care of it, but nobody ever goes there to check on them to see where things are. But I am going to share that with you guys when I fly there next month. So stay tuned for that. I will share that video with you guys. But think of it, man. Like, think about what you're more interested in. If you just love farming as much as I do, start figuring things out. Learn. Go out, find out where, how am I going to get the lands? Like, what are the process? Ask those questions. I'm here to answer them for you. Listen, I'm one of the most transparent guy you can ever talk to. If I don't know anything, I'll tell you, listen, I don't know. I'll call someone or I'll talk to someone, find out more, then I'll get back to you. I'm not into like trying to like tell people that I know things that I don't even know. No. If I don't know, I'll be 100% honest with you that I don't know. I'm going to reach out to someone and I'll let you know what the outcome is. And that's how everybody should be, right? So that's one thing that I want you guys to understand. So this is the time we should all start thinking about one thing to do to make our country better. Because if we don't invest, nobody else's will. Maybe the foreigners that are already investing and making more money, which is causing like more, internal, anger among like the locals who are thinking that the government is, prioritizing the foreigners. The government is only just there to make their money, because when these people establish their business, they pay taxes. And guess who they pay taxes to? To the Congolese government. You can do the same thing too. I'm just saying, you can do the same thing too. Rather than blaming on the government or hating on the foreigners that are doing business there and are successful, blame yourself. Don't blame the government. Blame yourself. The government didn't do anything wrong. You are the problem. You are the problem because you have all of these amazing ideas. You have all of this good business, ideas, but you don't want to do anything to implement them. You do not want to do anything to do, to go on the ground and realize those ideas. You want to be stuck in the past. You want to be stuck in these fairy tale that are told every single day that, oh, Congo is messed up in Kinshasa. There's nothing you can do in Kinshasa that will turn out good. You want to believe in that. But at the same time, you want to join the conversation in criticizing the government and in hating on the expatriates that are doing good in the Congo under the same circumstances that you allegedly are staying away from. So if you do not want to invest in Congo because you think that, everything is so messed up and there are no regulations, so what country are you planning on, starting your investment or doing business? Feel free to share that in the comment section down below, because I'm here to answer these questions to you guys. I'll tell you one thing, this is just excuses made to continue to procrastinate things. You are probably one of those that are only there to distract people. You're not really seriously considering to do anything. Because I don't see a point of making an excuse when you have a Lebanese who are born and grew up in Lebanon coming to Congo, opening up a hardware store and eventually owning multiple of them. But you being a Congolese, you are unable to do anything because you think if you start something, it will not go forward because of the regulations. But you have other people that are doing business and doing good under the same regulations. So if you want to change things, maybe you should probably do political science. All right. You probably should go and do political science and run as, I don't know, God knows who, then become a politician and go change things. If you think you can do it single-handedly. But since I don't believe in those things, I believe that since there is nobody that can stop you from doing business, that is the greatest answer you can possibly look for. Oh, nobody can stop me? Well, I can just go in there, purchase, and get everything under my name and get started. That's all you need to do. Go get it done. Infrastructures, road infrastructures or whatever, but education and all of that, yeah, you're probably right. If it's something you're, willing to invest in, or why not just go in there, invest. So you can change things from worse to better. Look at, I'll give one example of my Tata Pony, who was the prime minister under Kabila regime, right? People might say he stole the money, he built all of this because of the money he stole from the government when he was the prime minister. Okay, fine. At least he built something that's better than a lot of other universities or, education institutions that are out there. At least he pulled it off. to change things, even if it's going to end up getting taken away from him if they prove if they prove that he actually stole the money from the government. But it's still going to be available for students to go to school and have a better education in that area where he built it from. So why can't you do the exact same thing? Instead of spending time or squandering time to blame or criticize the government, go ahead and do things. Let actions speak louder than words. All right, guys, I'm starting to lose my voice already. And the biggest mistake I've made, I didn't even bring a bottle of water here or a juice to kind of relax my throat a little bit. Now I'm going to have to call it a day and go get something to eat and drink something. Today is March 26th. I have less than a month before my trip to Kinshasa. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, make sure to give this, to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I will have a lot of videos from Congo in the next probably in a month from now. So stay tuned for that, because I am going to share with you the experience and tell you the things, because there's a lot of things that we need to talk about when the farming projects, when it was happening. A lot of things happened behind the scene that I am saving to share with you later on when I'm on the ground. But for now, all you need to do, we made it, we complete the projects, we are ready to move on to the next projects. But stay tuned for all of that. All right, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It really means a lot. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Until the next one, I'll see you guys soon. Peace out. Happy Sunday. I'll see you next time.